So today, I thought I'd go after one of the new weapons that will be included in the Naval Strike DLC. Today we're looking at the ARX-160, or as it's known in Battlefield 4, the AR-160, which is an Italian assault rifle made by Beretta. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to show you something other than sniper gameplay in Battlefield 4. A lot of you mentioned in the comments section on my last video that I've been doing a lot of sniping recently, and a lot of you guys said that you wanted to see something different. And a couple of you guys mentioned that you'd like to see me try and unlock some of the new weapons for Naval Strike, so that's exactly what I'm doing for you today. Ironically, the assignment that you need to complete to unlock the AR-160 is called Spare Time Sniper. And it's really simple to unlock this rifle. It requires virtually no effort whatsoever. You need to obtain 3 assault rifle ribbons and get 20 headshots with any assault rifle. And it doesn't matter if you do it in 1 round or it takes you 10. It's not limited to 1 round like the assignments were for Second Assault. The easiest way I found to unlock this thing is using the Scar H, because it's a heavy hitter and it's got a higher damage model than most of the other assault rifles out there, and a nice slow rate of fire which makes it extremely accurate at long range. You really can knuckle down on those headshots really quickly. I was just playing a round of Conquest Large on Firestorm. I had the intention of unlocking it, and it took me around 15 to 20 minutes to get the 20 headshots I needed. Now, so far, the weapon unlocks for Battlefield 4 have been fairly nostalgic with the DLCs. They've pretty much all been weapons that we've known and loved from Battlefield 3. So finally coming round to Naval Strike, the 3rd DLC out of the 5, we're finally getting to see some new weapons that are brand new to the Battlefield franchise as well. Of the 5 weapons that have been included, I think the AR-160 is by far the best introduction, because DICE have seemed to have balanced it perfectly for Naval Strike. Obviously it's come with the Naval Strike DLC, so it's going to have that in mind anyway, but I think the characteristics of the weapon fit the DLC perfectly. The rifle fires 700 rounds a minute. Now that's sort of middle of the park, sort of run-of-the-mill assault rifle. It's not fast, it's not slow. It allows you to be accurate at close range and not spamming bullets everywhere. It allows you to be pinpoint accurate at mid-range, making sure that you land as many shots as possible. And at long range with burst fire, this thing really can drop people very quickly. One thing I did notice, the AR-160 has quite a lot of vertical recoil. Sometimes you'll lose your targets at long range, especially if you're using those goddamn awful iron sights. They are just horrific. So pretty much the first bit of advice I can give you is make sure you stick the reflex sight on there as soon as possible. Having said that, they're not quite as bad as the iron sights on the FAMAS, but even that is like shooting through a midget's bumhole. I can't believe that even in real life, whoever designed those iron sights really does need to be fired and should never ever be allowed to design anything ever again. Because these 2 sets of iron sights are just so unproductive and sort of counterproductive for you actually shooting the things in front of you. You just lose your target most of the time. Now primarily you will work your way through most of the American sites before you come anywhere near anything else. Most of the other ones are actually included in battle packs, which is kind of unfortunate because I prefer to stick the Coyote red dot sight on there. I've said before, it's just a nice wide scope so that you can fit a lot in there and not a lot gets in the way, and it's got a nice thin bezel as well. So it's a really clean sight and allows you to see right through it. With the American Holo sight, it's got a very thick frame which can take up a lot of the screen, and with the vertical recoil on the AR-160, as I said before, you can lose your target sometimes at long range. But if you can learn to control the recoil by sticking an angled foregrip on there, which reduces the first shot recoil multiplier, you can actually be quite successful with this. I'd say it's more sticking to a medium range with this weapon, but if you have to go for long range, if you've got an angled foregrip on there, you'll be just fine. The only slight downside I can see to the AR-160 is if you're going to be playing the carrier assault game mode, getting onto the last thing, which is where you break into the ship and go into a close quarters battleground full of enemies and tight corners and alleyways, the AR-160 is probably not going to be the best weapon for you to use. Its rate of fire does let it down a little bit at close quarters, simply because it's just not fast enough to be able to compete with the likes of the Ace-23, the FAMAS, the AEK. It's really not going to be able to perform as well as those. It really does sort of benefit the medium range combat, which is why it's so perfect for Naval Strike, because if you're going to be island hopping on Lost Islands or sort of running along the shore on Wavebreaker, then this is going to be the perfect weapon for you to dispatch people at medium range and get on with the job. All in all, the AR-60 is a really nice assault rifle. If you're somebody who likes a little bit of a slower paced weapon, something that you're going to be able to control the recoil on nice and easy, but still want to be hitting people at close range, still want to stand a chance, this is a really good weapon for you. One thing I will add, however, it's just another assault rifle. There's nothing really special about it. There's nothing really that grabs my attention about this assault rifle over any of the others. If I'm being brutally honest here, I'd love the AR-160 to simply go away, not come into Battlefield 4, and I'd like to see the G3A3 return. I know I make a point earlier in the video that all these weapons are brand new, but as I've just said, there's nothing special really about the AR-160 as to why it should be in Naval Strike. If they were to bring back the G3, I think I'd be the happiest man on the planet. I was going to make a video about this, and I probably will do in the future anyway, but I absolutely fell in love with that assault rifle at the end of Battlefield 3 when I finally unlocked it through all the co-op missions. When I actually got my hands on it, I was really impressed with it, and I used it for pretty much any engagement I decided to go into. Using it on close quarters was quite a laugh, but if they were to include that in Battlefield 4, I'd be really happy. It's something I'd really like to see. And that sort of leads me back to you guys. I want to know your opinion about the Naval Strike weapons. The ones that we know about and the ones that are going to be included in the game, are you excited for them? Or would you rather not have them in there? Would you have something back from Battlefield 3? Or do you want something even more wacky out there like the XM8 from Bad Company 2? Let me know down in the comments. Just two more very quick things. They still haven't removed the limit for the Battle Log platoon at the moment, so it's really frustrating me that I can only have 100 people there. I have over 400 applicants waiting to go into my platoon, so in total I think we have around 550 soldiers who want to be part of my platoon. So I'm overwhelmed at the support, and it's great that you guys want to be in there. If they add a fan function, I'd encourage you guys to fan it so at least you can see updates from me, but as soon as they remove that cap, I will make sure I add as many people as I can until I get to the new cap, which they will inevitably put in anyway. And leading on from that, I've actually raised enough money already to start my own Battlefield 4 server, so thank you very much for you guys who went over to my G2A link and ordered a couple of games. If you still want to go over there and help continue the server to be funded in the future, then that would be great. There's a link in the description on the third line that will take you to my G2A page, and you can pick up some cheaper games. I know that Battlefield 4 is around €7 cheaper than it is on Origin, and I know that Titanfall is significantly cheaper than it is on Origin right now, so you can pick yourself up some sweet deals over there, so go check it out. But anyway, that's the end of the video, so thank you for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this one today, then please do hit that like button. And as I said, comments are always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.